Hey y'all, my name is MichaleMercedes and I am back with another hair tutorial. Today, I'm gonna be showing you guys this cute, distressed bob goddess lock look. I fell in love with it from another YouTuber. Her name is, I believe, Morgan Kristen. And I'm not using the same exact hair that she used, but I am using the same technique. And I really love this technique because there was no rubber bands involved and no glue involved. So really all you need is your hair, your crochet hook, or some type of gel or moisturizer if you wanna sleek down your roots. So let's get into the video. All right, y'all, so the hair that I'm using today is Freetress Braid, and it's the Bohemian Braid 20-inch color 1B. I bought 6 packs of these, but I only needed 4, and I barely even used 4 packs. They come in these little strands like this. And for each section of my hair, I used 3 of these, and I kind of just fluffed it out and separated it so that it can be a little bit thicker. But I found this at my local beauty supply store, so look there if you're looking for this hair, or on Amazon. If I do see this hair on Amazon, I will attach a link below in the description box. So after I've taken my 3 sections of hair that I showed, and I separated it and fluffed it out, I'm gonna take one of my sections of hair, which is already braided, and I'm going to place the crochet hook under my braid. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my already stretched out hair. It was these 3 strands, just fluffed out and stretched out. I'm gonna put it in the hook. Just like that. I'm gonna close it, pull it through, and then I'm gonna just take one of the sides and pull it through. So it should look like, this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take one side and I'm going to stretch it to the length that I would want my lock to be. So about right here is where I want it to be. And then I'm gonna grab that section with my braid and I'm going to pinch the root of the hair and wrap it around, wrap the other section of the hair around the braid and the additional hair that's added. I don't think it matters which way that you do it because I'm pretty sure that I switched it up every now and then, but I am going counterclockwise. So the key right here is you wanna make sure that you're wrapping it around the braid so that it's not being shown. And then also to make sure that you're wrapping it tightly at the top or else it's gonna slide down. So you're just gonna continue to wrap the braid around, or the hair around. And so whenever I wanna make a distressed look, kind of like this, or like a little bubble, I take my thumb and then I wrap the hair around my thumb. And I'm like really messy with it. It doesn't really matter how neat you are with it, with the look that I have. I'm gonna just show you guys again. Take my thumb and I just wrap the hair around my thumb, probably like 2 or 3 times. And then I slide it out. Then I just continue to wrap the hair around the braid. And you just continue to go down. And so when my wrapping hair starts to get a little bit low, then I take a little bit from the other section so that I can continue to wrap and make the lock. So once it starts to get thin at the bottom, what I do is I take this hair bring it up, wrap it around, and this is not the wrapping hair, this is the wrapping hair right here. And so I continue to wrap it around towards the top of the lock. Then I take this end, bend it as well, and then I wrap that around the bottom of the lock and I wrap it towards the top. And then I just continue to wrap it until it runs out. And then once I'm done, I take the lock and then I just rub it between my fingers. And to know that the lock is secure, you're gonna know by telling that the bottom of the lock is hard. And you wanna make sure that it is hard so that it doesn't come out easily. Because I've noticed that a little bit with trial and error in the beginning when I was doing the style, that it was very, very easy for me to bend and it was very easy for me to manipulate and it was causing the hair to come out easily. So make sure that when you're rubbing it together that you check to see how hard it is at the bottom. All right, y'all, so we're gonna do this again. So I'm gonna take another braid. I'm gonna take my hook. I'm gonna place it right under the braid. And make sure that once you have the hook under your braid, make sure that you open the hook so that it's easier for you to put the hair in. All right, so you're gonna take your section of hair, place it in there, close the hook, pull the hair through, and then grab one side of the hair through so that there's hair on both sides under the braid. All right, so the next thing you're gonna do is you're going to kind of measure out the hair on one side to kind of give you an idea of where the lock is gonna be. And so I'm gonna say I want it right here. And so now you're gonna start to wrap the hair. So you're gonna take the side that you didn't measure and wrap it around the top of the braid along with the hair that you measured. And make sure that you're wrapping at the root a few times so that the braid doesn't show at the top. And to make sure that you have a secure foundation to your lock. You're gonna continue to wrap around the braid. And once I find an area of where I want the bubble or the distressed look to occur, that's when I start the process. So I'm gonna take my thumb, wrap my hair around my thumb, and I go up and down around my thumb because I don't want any of the braid to show. And so I do this about 2-3 times, and then I slide my thumb from under and then continue to wrap. And make sure that when you're wrapping it, that you're wrapping it very tightly. Well, not very tightly, but tight enough to where it's secure and that you have none of the braid showing. So I'm wrapping the hair around my thumb about 2 times. Then I'm sliding it out and continuing to wrap around the braid. So now that my hair is getting low that I'm wrapping around, I'm gonna take some of the hair from the other section and add it to the wrapping side. Then I'm gonna continue to wrap. All right, and so once you get to the length that you want it to be, which is about right here for me, I'm going to take the bottom of the part that I wasn't wrapping around. I'm going to take it up from the bottom and then wrap it from the bottom upwards. I hope this is easy for you guys to see because it's hard for me to try and show you while I'm doing it. But continue to wrap that hair up. And then once you have that section of hair wrapped up, you're gonna take the other section that you were using to wrap around the lock, and you're going to take this section and wrap it upwards towards the top of the lock. And so once you run out of hair, like that, you're going to take the bottom of your lock and then rub it between your hands like this. And that's your lock. So I'm gonna do one more demonstration, my last braid. Hopefully, if you haven't caught on now, hopefully this one is a good demonstration. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna take your crochet hook. It doesn't matter which side you put the hook through. I just do it based on what's more convenient for me. So for some reason on this side, it's easier for me to do it this way. So I'm gonna take my hook, place it under my braid or slide it under my braid. Make sure that it's open. Take my section of hair, and then I'm gonna put my hair in the hook, close the latch, and slide the hair under the braid, like this. So you're gonna measure one side of the hair. When you measure the hair, make sure you're stretching it out. And so this is probably about where I want it. I'm gonna grab my measured section of hair with my braid, and then I'm going to wrap the other section of hair around my braid and the hair. Make sure that you're wrapping around the root of it a few times so that the braid doesn't show, and also so that you're getting a secure foundation. And then you're gonna start to wrap down. And like I said, you can create that distressed bubble look at any point. I just choose random times to do it. Right now, I don't wanna do it until I get a little bit further down. So that's why I'm waiting. So yeah, just make sure that you're wrapping the hair securely around the braid and the hair, because you don't want any of the braid to show and you don't want it to be too loose. So now I want to make a bubble or a distressed look. So I'm going to take my thumb, place it on the lock, take the wrapping hair, wrap it around my thumb. Sometimes I go up over it, and sometimes I go down, just depending on how I feel, I guess. And then I'm going to continue to wrap. And as you can tell, I slid my thumb from under. And I'm just gonna continue to wrap. All right, so I'm gonna make another bubble, taking the hair, wrapping it around my thumb, sliding my thumb from under, and then just continuing to wrap around the braid. And so as you can tell, I'm running a little bit low on wrapping here, so I'm gonna take a little bit from the other side and add it to the wrapping portion of hair. So this is about where I wanna stop. I'm gonna take my hair, not the wrapping hair, but the hair that was already there and that I used to measure the length of my lock. Take the hair up and start wrapping it towards the top of the lock. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the wrapping hair and do the same thing with that. Just gonna wrap around from the bottom of the lock to the top. And so once I run out of hair, I'm gonna take the bottom of my lock, put it in between my fingers, and then just rub the lock in between my hands. And that is it. All right, y'all, so that is it for this video. I hope that it was super helpful. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave them in the comments section. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you aren't already subscribed to this channel, and hit that notification bell if you want to see updates on new videos. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.